Welcome to greencardguys.tv. You need to know this. Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. What's going on, y'all? I'm here to answer your questions. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally. All right. I was not able to go live earlier today, so here I am. All right. I'm here to answer your questions, share insights. If I can point you in the right direction, I'm happy to do that. Here on Facebook and YouTube, I can share my screen if I need to. Okay. I have a lot of videos on social media sharing how to do this, how to do that. So welcome to browse through that, to have different playlists as well. And so I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So please bear with me as I'm going to be able to try to answer questions between all the different channels. Yeah, so usually a late night show here in America. On this time, it's a bit intimate, but the last few days, there's been a lot of people who have a ton of questions in general. So I'm happy to answer them. I know that immigration is obviously a hot topic, but not a hot topic in the way that we want it, obviously. There's a lot of enforcement, kidnappings, things like that. And it's very unfortunate. There's just too much going on. It's ridiculous. But we have to focus on what we can control. Yes. Hey, if you go out to protest, no King's protest, more power to you. Keep us updated on how and share your journey in that sense. I have to advocate in different ways. Okay. I have to advocate legally. So for example, people have been contacting us because they know we sue the government and we love to do it. It's very concerning, of course, because even U.S. citizens contact us and ask us to see if we can be ready to file lawsuits against the government to get them out. Okay, if they're detained, for example, if they travel into America and have to go through customs, right? Or of course they will have to go through customs and get stuck for some odd reason, or if the situation ICE picks them up, allegedly ICE. So anyway, other than that, let's focus on your case, because if you found my channel, and especially if this is your first time here, welcome. I want to do a quick intro real quick. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States with a physical office in Houston, Texas. All right. So let me try to hop in here on the Meta platform because, we tend to forget about them. All right. All right, so if you're new here, you might not know this, but I do like to share my insights about, for example, like behind the scenes, interviews, things like that. I can't do a full on, like, here's a top 10 things to know for an interview because it's really a lot. It's like really top 50 per se. It's really a lot. So I know there's some of you who are shy. You might not have a question now, and that's completely fine. Okay. What I want to do here, even if you don't have an attorney, is that you just need to be able to recognize certain things. Okay. On when to possibly at least talk to an attorney, whether on the live show, in the chats, or at least call us to schedule a meeting. Here's at least 4 scenarios. Number 1, if you receive a request for evidence, RFE, you got about 84 days plus 3 days if it's by mail. Oops. So a total of 87 days. And then second thing, if you receive a notice of intent deny, NOID, you have 30 days or less to reply. And even for the RFE, you might think, oh, 3 months, about 3 months, no big deal, plenty of time. Well, it depends what they're asking for. Sure, if it's like an extra bank statement, that's likely not what they're going to ask for if you already provide them other bank statements. It's usually, for some odd reason, more often than not, has something to do about your birth certificate from your country of nationality or the marriage certificate. But usually, if at any certificate, it's the birth certificate. So, and you might not realize that's an issue, right? Until obviously later on. And in your country, wherever you're obtaining the certificate, that doesn't mean it's fake. It's just that the USCIS and State Department want very specific document from a specific entity, agency. Okay, so most people don't know that. Okay, so that's why you need to be with a law firm, preferably from start to finish, if you can. Third scenario, real quick. Okay, and of course I'll answer your questions. Third scenario is if your case is denied. Some of y'all from whether it's RFE, NOID, or denied, you get the denial letter. Some of you just give up. You cannot give up, especially this day and age. Obviously, all the things about like the kidnappings and people being arrested, you might think, oh, forget it. No, you still need to refile the application. Of course, this time, hopefully with appropriate and relevant evidence. And you might think, oh, whatever you filed before was probably appropriate. Clearly not. Clearly, it was not enough. Okay, not saying you need to send like the kitchen sink of stuff. All right. Doesn't mean you need to provide 100 pages of evidence. Doesn't mean you need to provide 100 pages, 100 pictures. Which, by the way, usually if it's like majority pictures out of everything, that's usually a red flag. The fourth scenario is if your case is delayed. So put the letter D in the comments if you think your case could be delayed, and let me know the month and year you filed it. I'm just going to assume it's for adjustment of status 485 application, but I could be wrong. Please specify, okay, if you remember. By the way, if you do want to join the live show, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can email in for the link. Okay, hey, what's up, Tina? And then if you're on TikTok, I think it shows up here, right around there. All right, and click the little people. I think that says guest, or you can, whenever it pops up later, you can click on request or something. All right, let's see here. Let's answer some questions. I just posted some videos within the last couple hours. One about VAWA, another one about my interview experience from last week, which just that one interview, I could probably record like 10 videos just about that. Hey, that's great. Le Caprisol said that this person spoke with me 3 weeks ago for interview and got approved, and said, thanks for my time. Thanks for your time. Okay, so that's wonderful. Did you actually get approved, like the approval notice? Okay, great. Well, let us know when you get the resident card too. A lot of people are wondering, like, okay, you get approved, but then like, how soon after that do you get the green card? Okay, I mean, some of our clients like within a week. Lately, this past year, the majority of our clients receive the notification, at least the online notification, within 24 hours. So it's pretty good. Sometimes you never know, because even the one that we had last week, just the way like the officer was different, I guess you can say. We thought, okay, maybe it might not be like within 24 hours, but it was. It was, I think, the next day. The interview was about like 1 p.m. Central Time, and the decision, at least on the system, was about like 8 a.m. the next day. So technically within 24 hours. All right. Oh, that's good. Sexy Alicia. That's good. It's actively being reviewed. So that's something new after the interview case update there. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Maria and Samantha and Herman Lee. Okay, I'll definitely get to your questions very soon. All right. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. Put the number 1 in a chat box if you're new. And if you want to, let me know where you're watching from, at least the state. I'm always curious how far the channel's reached. And by the way, we're live on Instagram as well. If you want to join live on Instagram, I kind of know how it works, but it's a little bit cumbersome. But thanks for watching right there. Okay, let's see. Mario on TikTok asks, does family reunification take 2 years for approval? I don't know what you mean by family reunification. Like, what did you apply for? That's not typically a phrase we use because I guess you could say like all the different several family relationship application like I-130, 45 could be considered like reunification in a sense. By the way, if you are interested to ask a question during the live show, like as a guest and like everyone can hear your voice, you're welcome to do that. There's like little people icon down here. All right. Jen HR40. How do you say that? I lived in New York City for law school, but I never really tried to pronounce that. Shanktety, New York. Oh man, I know I'm messing that up. All right, Maria or Tina first on YouTube. You filed the I-130 for your husband in Ghana. 15 months will be July 15th, which is a couple weeks. Should you wait it out longer? I mean, you're pretty close already. So, I mean, Tina, have you talked to my team yet? Go ahead and just schedule like that meeting that's this amount. By the way, if you do want to take action, okay, I put action. You want to make sure that you're eligible for whatever it is you're trying to apply for. During the live show, it should be this amount. Okay. Not to speak with me. Okay. I charge this amount. Our attorneys charge this amount, 3 digits. But you want to make sure with our pre-qualified session. I think what I do. Nope, this one. That's not covering my face, right? Right there on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, so I think I fixed that. Unstoppable Amy, good evening. That's a great name there too. Maryland in the house, Cali in the house, SoCal, NorCal, DR in the house. Wow, I reached DR. I reached Jamaica. Wow, that's cool. I would love to go there. I've heard good things. Glorious Motorsports. I wonder what kind of car you drive. By the way, you said you have a question. Don't be shy. Just go ahead and ask, okay? Because by the time I find your name again, I might be like too tired. So I'm gonna try my best to be live for about 20 minutes, and then I should probably get some sleep. Okay, you applied Venetia. You applied for your green card in October 2023. Still not here. Well, what else has happened? Did you have the interview at least? Vinica, EQDWS. Has it any activity? Like I'm sure you had biometrics. Did you get the work permit? Did you have the interview at least? Okay, let us know. No interview. God damn. What was that? October 2023. So what is that? About a year. Am I mathing correctly? It's now July. Wow, it's July 1st. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. We've done half a year of Cheeto in office. Can you believe that? Oh, good Lord. How many live shows have I done since Cheeto's been in office? If it was like some other person in office, I probably wouldn't be live. We have all gotten less sleep this year so far. It's crazy. So my math is correct. How long has it been? So 20 months? Is that 20 months right there? I think it's 20 months. Okay, it's time to file a lawsuit. That's what we do. It was through asylum. If it was through asylum, that's a tough one. Because Amy, you changed your name on TikTok. I figured it was you though, Amy. What's it called? Yeah, yeah, because the policy, I haven't seen anything change about the policy for asylees who already, of course, asylee meaning you won asylum, who apply for adjustment of status. I would hold off on that because I haven't on terms of mandamus right now. Welcome to contact my team, and just so we have your information, we can let you know when it resumes processing for adjustment of status. But the last update I know about adjustment of status based on asylee status is that it's paused. Okay, um, they want to rehash. They want to review your. They claim they want to review your asylum claim that you already won, which, as far as I know, they already do that. Maybe not for every single case. I know that had a strategy session a few years back, and someone, adult son, had mentioned that his mom, or yeah, his mom had won asylum. It allegedly was fake, and I don't know if the FBI got involved, but DHS obviously got involved and revoked the status. So I mean, they do it anyway. And come to find out, apparently that I don't know if it's truly an licensed attorney or not, but they found out basically it was the same story for multiple people, like probably hundreds of people. It's crazy. So, which, by the way, if you ever wonder, like, you heard about, like, oh, I thought attorneys write this for me. Like, yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is, but we don't write your letter for you. Okay. That's problematic. If you think like it's like if your attorney says that, oh, like I'm gonna write it for you. No, we don't do that. Like for us at Green Card Guys, we provide you a template for certain situations. So like for letter purposes, but we don't give you like a template for an asylum claim. You got to write your own story because that's your own truth, right? Same thing with a hardship letter. We'll give you some pointers or some framework of a template in that sense. Okay. Let's see. Thank you so much for your questions. Yes, Tina. Yes, Tina. I do recommend you contact us, okay, Tina, on YouTube, so we can be ready. We can share information with you because Tina, I'm not sure if you have the. Let's see. Can I find it here? This one, our case delay mandamus complimentary guide. Okay, let's see here. Y'all are welcome. Always happy to share insights. Join my fan club. All right. Samantha Ramirez, are you the same Samantha on YouTube and IG? Well, I'm impressed. Okay, Samantha, you entered, I mean, you applied in 23. You waited 3 years. Oh my good Lord. Guys, and you're in Mexico? Okay. Y'all. I wish you all the best, right? Like I know it's strange for me to say this out loud as a licensed attorney, because I know a lot of y'all think like attorneys are hungry. I just want to help you. I just want to share insights. There are some situations that you might not need my services from Green Card Guys. Okay. You might not need our services, and that's okay. As long as I feel better if I can point you right direction. Like that person earlier said that person asked me a question before the interview, and they got approved. If there's any way I can help, sure, okay. But when your case hit a certain timing and you feel still stuck, just let us know, okay? Oh, yeah, if you filed your case like 2 months ago, that's too early to file a lawsuit, okay? But if your case has been pending, I think like Samantha, yours 3 years, almost 3 years for you, I think. Um, yeah, most likely we need to help you. If it's asylum, waiting for asylum, we will wait 4 years for that. Okay, meaning after you've filed your application, and if you have an attorney, you might be thinking, damn, how come my attorney's not telling me like can do this or that? Well, first of all, some attorneys don't know about it. When I first started as an immigration lawyer, I didn't know about mandamus lawsuit. Second reason could be that maybe they do know about mandamus, but they just don't know that much about it. Okay. And then even if they do know about it, they don't know like the timing. Like, for example, like I said, asylum typically just like between our colleagues and whatnot, it's like well, I guess it's spoken because we share. The usually minimum wait 4 years. Like an attorney in Maryland I met a couple months ago, she told me she generally waits 5 years in Maryland. I'm like, damn. So, so yeah, you never know. Okay. So welcome to ask. By the way, I don't know why on TikTok, just some housekeeping on TikTok. Um, please don't copy and paste your questions. I try my best to answer questions on all platforms. So when you copy and paste your question, number one, I'm less likely to answer your question, and also, why? Like, why do you take the extra effort to copy and paste? Because also it it pulls the comments all the way down, and makes me has more time. It requires me to scroll down, so don't make me do too much work on that. Let's see. Hey, Angie, and what's going on? Thanks, Baka. Thank you, thank you. Glad you noticed. Good evening, good evening. Tina, you said, yeah, gym hacking, my buddy. Which, by the way, okay, he said, asylum officers in Houston were told that cases need to go from 30 a day to 100 a day. What do you mean a day? Okay, I'll check out his video about it. I'm sure he put that out there. um, Usually, when we file mandamus lawsuit based on asylum, for example, at least more so in the Houston area, um, after we sue them, then after we call like the legal step of serving the agencies by mail, snail mail is what they require, of course, and then and then maybe 2 months later they'll provide us the new interview date. Okay, so, but yeah, maybe you're referring to something else. Oh yeah, the interviews. Holy smokes, interviews a day? That is ridiculous. Like, how is it humanly possible for one office? Okay. Callie, username Callie on TikTok asks, can you request your fiance to come to the US so you can get married? Yeah, absolutely. Well, first you have to be a US citizen, okay? If you want to do the fiance visa. Um but I mean, I do recommend to get married legally first. Like, if I had to pick a pathway, I prefer to pick that one. Also, because, for example, I don't like talking about this, but a travel ban is important to know. Your country of nationality or your fiance's country nationality might not be on that travel ban list, but I think it was the what I read was like every 60 days or every 90 days, they're going to intentionally look at that whatever other countries and potentially add more countries to the list. So on the exceptions, a person obtaining fiance visa, and if their country of nationality is on that list on the travel ban, that's not an exception. But an immigrant visa is. Okay, so immigrant visa meaning you're married. So just some food for thought in terms of strategy. Okay, now um, I'm not a national security expert, but yeah, I mean, they are not even claiming it's about national security. For as far as I know, it's more about the higher percentage of countries that overstay their visa. It's ridiculous. I mean, I would think it's more about national security, but there's a whole ton of people in other countries that are overstaying visas. So, okay, that are not on the list. Let's see here. Callie, you're a U.S. citizen. Okay, great. Baka, you said you got so many calls from clients about CBP getting denied entry. Oh, smokes. You're welcome, Callie. I have, by the way, Callie, and anyone else that needs like maybe those kind of like distinctions and like this pathway or that. We usually have like these for most situations we have these complimentary guides that has a FAQ and kind of shares like a estimated timeline based on experience. So you're welcome to email in for something like that. Okay, Samantha, is this Samantha? Samantha, you said you have a buddy who needs our assistant guidance. She's in H Town. Can you refer her? Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if we can help. I mean, I guess you have to take my word for it, but we really just don't accept every client. But if we can help, we'll do that. But we're not a law firm that says, "Oh yeah, we can help," but then really we can't. We're actually very diligent in politely rejecting people. Um, yeah, I just hear too many negative stories, unfortunately. Someone told me today I'm not supposed to talk about money on this particular app, the one that taps, but someone paid. I don't know, does it capture Spanish on TikTok? Someone paid 4 digits starting with the number 9, and that law firm, alleged law firm, didn't do anything, and it was about asylum. And I don't even think they filed the daggum application. I'm like, I think, what would you call this? I'm thinking of a Marvel character. I just want to help people, even if it's just to like write a demand letter. Like, what do you call it? Like, be a ghostwriter in a sense. It just makes my blood boil when people, they could be a law firm or a notario, or a consultant taking advantage of people. Say they're going to do something and then not do it. Isn't that annoying? Do you have a partner like that too? Just joking. Just joking. Hey, what's up, Relic? Okay, thank you so much for your questions. I'm trying to do my best in the order I receive them. Look at YouTube now. Let me go back up on YouTube. Okay. Maria asked the attorney have applied for U visa work permit after bona fide letter. So he filed in March 2025. Immigration mailed the receipt in May 2025. Once you start the mandamus for the work permit, you filed in March 2025? Yeah, so I mean, it's still pretty early, Maria. For me, I would wait a year for that work permit, okay? Um, I mean, file for the mandamus purposes. Herman Lee, you got volunteered. Oh, do you mean voluntary departure? 2006? Still here. Got married. I-130 approved. I think is what you mean. December 2023. You submitted 71. Well, how did you get voluntary departure in 2006 and still here, and then you end up getting the residency and then filed 71? Been 14 months. I'm just curious about that history. That's interesting. But your question is more about the processing time for 751. 14 months? Yeah, that's normal. I mean, let's put it this way. Thanks, Samantha. Appreciate that. Have a good night. If look at this. The for 751, if anyone has to file that to remove your conditions on a 2-year conditional status card, resident status, and when you receive the notice, I hope you're reading clearly in the middle. It says that your status is auto extended for 48 months. Okay. Every word on every government document, at least with the USCIS, it's there for a reason. Okay. Our contracts, for example, every word sentence in our contract is there for a reason. We really would love to have a one-page contract, but for the love of God, dear Lord, like we have had so many scenarios where people take advantage of us. People, it's like the refund policy, like it has to be very clear. So our contract could be like 3 pages, unfortunately. So every word matters. Same thing with USCIS. Okay, so it was 4 to 8 months. Long story short, here, that means USCIS is slow. Okay, is hella slow. Traditionally, doesn't matter who the president is, it's always been slow, which I always find that a bit interesting because if they truly want to crack down on these allegedly fake marriages, whatnot, then I would think they want to kind of speed up the process on 751. I don't know. Go figure. They really don't know what they're doing then. You're welcome, Herman. I need sleep. I know I'm slowing down my speech. Am I slurring yet? I did have a drink tonight, but that was not like 30 minutes ago. Thank you, last Minecraft player. I don't know who is this loan company putting. Okay, what's up, Violet Sky? We still need a reply to you. I had a team member that was working on it. She's the one that was out for the first couple days. Okay, I see someone on TikTok wants to join live. All right, Unstoppable Amy, let's get you on. Hello.
Hi, John.
How's it going?
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm
You are the
home.
best lawyer. I don't care what people say. You are the best.
Oh, thanks, Amy. I appreciate that. I know a lot of great lawyers, but do what you can.
I mean, not so many people can stay here and explaining things like you do. You know.
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know everything, to be honest, but I try my best to explain it clearly.
Yeah. I have a question, please.
Yeah, what's going on?
Right now is a chaos in my country right now. Is like it's turning to like a kind of civil war because they asked the president to step down and he refusing. He's been in power for 20 years. His father was in the power for 88 years, then him. So altogether, it's 58 years. So they get like the soldiers going to people's house, beating people, killing people, or like okay, pew pewing people. So
Pew pew,
what should
yeah.
I do for my sister? Because I'm scared. Like
Are you there or you're in America?
now I'm in America.
Okay.
Remember I told you I fight for my sister,
Mm-hmm.
but the way things is going on right now is it look like it's going to like civil war.
Which country is this?
That's Togo.
So okay. And
Yeah.
then um did I ask you if she had a work experience before or currently?
No, she just do she just braid hair.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I did ask you. Okay. Um I mean, um has she
Let me know if
personally
I
been
can
threatened?
I'm sorry again.
Has she personally been threatened?
Where they're trying to break into the house, but they couldn't. Like I said, they get into people's house and beating people, pew people, all this kind of stuff. So I'm scared for my sister's life, so I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she can run to Ghana. I don't know if the border is closed. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, I don't know that kind of information in terms of other countries, but
Yeah,
if she can even enter those countries, right? So,
yeah. I don't really know if the border is closed or not. Yeah.
well, are those people who try to get entry into her where she lives? Does she happen to know who they are or any
No, it's
cameras?
just like the police, the soldiers just break into the house,
Oh,
beating people, like PPUing people. Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
If you see Togo right now, it's all over the news. Like it's really bad.
Oh my goodness. Is she able to fly out by any chance?
So fly out to go where? Here?
I don't know.
Here?
Anywhere, I suppose.
So do I have to like I don't know to leave the country? I don't know what to do. If you want me to come talk to you in the office, I can do so.
Well, I mean, anyone's welcome to come down to the office, but it's more about like, I don't think I don't know if I can help, in that sense, but because what I think about, like, similar to when people are trying to change from country to country for the consular processing interview, the first thing I think about is like, as a national of Togo, does she have to get a visa to go to other countries, right? So that's the first thing.
Okay.
And then I don't know if the army or military is blocking the airport. I don't know those things. Do you still have like contact with her? You're able to talk with her?
I talked to her 5 days ago, but right now
Hmm.
they cut off TikTok in Togo, like all the Facebook in Togo, like nothing is going on. Just you have to be on WhatsApp. That's the only thing that's working right now.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I just pulled up some articles. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I mean, I figured there's a lot of things going on across the world, not just like, it's not all about Israel and Iran, but they take up all the airspace, media space. So, um, yeah, I don't really have an answer for you right now, unfortunately, but please share this information on your own TikTok if you're willing to, because more people need to know. We got a crap ton of things going on in America, but not saying that we shouldn't. It just gives. I think it gives people here some. What do you call that? Compassion and understanding of other people's situation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't look, the picture I'm looking at doesn't look anything near like what they did in France, which I don't understand French people. That's a whole other thing. Okay. Well, if there's any way I can help, please let me know, okay, Amy?
Okay, I will.
Okay, take care.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh man. All right, we got a couple more people want to join. Let's get y'all on before I fall asleep. Techie Talkie is a fan. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know it shows up like that. And then after that person be Alfie, Ing and G.
Hi.
Hello, Techie Talkie. What's going on?
Hi, John. Hi.
How can I help
Good
you?
evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, are you in the United States?
I sure am. Where are you located?
Where are you based?
Houston, Texas.
Okay, Houston, Texas.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have a question. So you work for immigration? Are you immigration lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My question is that, like, say, like, I have a job. Okay, I work in a tech company. So the company have recruited me as a full-time employee. So now, is there any chances for applying for green card, or what are the processes, like EB2 or EB1, like that?
Well, where are you right now?
I'm based in California.
California, and are you here on a visa right now?
Yeah.
Which one?
H1B.
H1B, okay. What year are you on H1B?
No, it's like renewed. I renewed recently, last year.
Okay, you renewed it? Okay. Well, yeah, you should what kind of position? I know you said tech, but what kind of position?
Yeah, tech, computer engineer.
Computer engineering? Okay. So you could, and I'm assuming you have college degree, right? With computer engineering.
Yeah, yes.
So it could be EB EB2 or EB3. But the most important thing is get that process started as soon as possible because of timing
Yeah,
issues.
yeah. I just need some advice. So, um, you suggest like EB2, right? I think EB2.
Yeah, for the if you have degree, yeah, you can do EB2.
Yeah, EB2.
Okay.
Okay. So I just wanted to inquire about that one.
Okay. Well, I don't think I really gave you that much information. So you should schedule a meeting because it sounds like you might have more questions. My team's happy to answer, or myself. But sounds like you need to get that process started as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
so I have a company, so the company gave me a job. So now I'm just thinking that I could change my status. I see, like I've gone through the USCIS website, and there are chances of getting green card. So I just need some help. That's why I ask you. I encourage you.
Yeah, happy to help. Okay. Thanks, Techie Talkie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is my number here, the office number.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you.
Is your first time watching the channel?
I don't know. Looks like we chatted before.
Oh, did we? Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you. So you can talk to the other guy. Thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. Alrighty. Sorry, Crazen. I was trying to get Alfie NG in first. I know sometimes and then you're on deck, Crazen, after Alfie. For some reason. Okay, now it's working. What's going on?
Hello.
Hello, Alfie.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you? How can I help you?
Actually, my story is a little bit long, but I will try to be short. And I'm going through a situation with my immigration case.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I came through the border, and I was living in Indiana, state of Indiana, and
Okay.
now I moved to Washington State. And once I came here, since I don't have a lawyer, an attorney, so I went to the immigration to inform them that I changed my address, which was not too late, but it was like I think 2 months after that I changed my address. And then so they forced me to use a GPS on my leg, the GPS device on my leg, and so they put me on supervision. So and then just tomorrow they asked me to stay home, so I cannot leave home. And so they say some immigration officer can come and see me home. So I'm not really prepared. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to see what I can do or what I cannot do, what I can tell them.
Okay, hold up. How you said someone told you that the immigration officer wanted to come to your house?
Not someone, the immigration company. The immigration told me that they will send some officer to my place to see where I'm living.
Yeah, how did they
And
tell
they
you
see
this?
that I cannot leave the home.
They called you?
Yes, they called me and they gave me some. I'm currently using an app that they gave me some appointment. Last time they asked me to go to the office, and now they say that tomorrow I cannot leave my apartment, so they can send some officer to check on me to see if I'm really home.
Okay, let's take a step back.
No reason.
Let's
I don't
take a
have
step
any
back.
any criminal charge.
Okay.
I don't have nothing illegal. I just went there to change my address, which was 2 months after that I moved to Washington.
Okay, don't repeat information. Don't repeat information here. Don't want to be rude, but a lot of people on the channel, so they got questions too. Because you can always schedule a meeting. I have some questions. Did you go somewhere to change your address, and where did you go? Like, give me some details here.
To the immigration office, ICE office.
Okay, because you entered without paperwork, so you have ICE check-in frequently, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay. And did you say someone petitioned for you, sponsored you, like a spouse, or no?
Not.
Nothing. Okay. So all you have right now is just ICE check-in. Did you file for asylum?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I've seen some stories that appear truthful. I hope it doesn't happen to you, but people who maybe have filed asylum, and they already have these like regular check-ins with ICE. Some people have received phone calls to show up earlier than your regular scheduled appointment, and then people get detained, people get arrested. So I don't know if that's going to happen for you, but they're going to go to your house just to check on you. That is, I mean, that is strange. But how did they tell you that? Like in person at the ICE office? And when was that meeting?
They said that I have to stay home for the whole day, from the morning after and until like 6 p.m. I think.
Did you ask them why? Like, that's crazy. Well, where do you have to work?
So, what do you think that I can do at this moment? Because they say they can. It's already tomorrow, so I don't know.
They're coming today?
I know that sounds like suspicious. I don't really know the reason why they want to come here to see me, to check on me. I know there is something that they don't want to tell me. I don't have any charge with the police, any criminal issue.
This is what you do.
For more than 2 years.
This is what you do. This is why I share in my webinar when I have Know Your Rights webinars. Sure, stay at home. That actually is probably better for you, actually, if you don't have to go to work. Stay at home and don't open the door unless they have a warrant for your arrest. I haven't heard it that way, that they have to visit your home, when really they've been actually calling people to show up to the ICE office when you already have the ICE visits anyway, or appointments with ICE. So I do find that strange. Okay. So, and you said that that's supposed to be today, July 2nd?
Yes.
Okay. So don't open the door. If you do want to talk to them and reveal that you're there, then if they say open a door, again, you don't have to open a door unless they have a warrant for your arrest. So you have to ask them. And if they say, like, what are you doing here? How can I help you? And if they say, we are here to arrest you. Okay. It's kind of like, it doesn't make sense because you were just there the other day, right? But clearly ICE does things that doesn't make sense. So, and you have to ask them to show the warrant. And the warrant is a piece of paper that has to be signed by a judge. Okay. So I can send you a link. If you email us, we can send you a link what it looks like. The difference between a immigration warrant, which that doesn't count, but what a warrant by a judge. If you've seen it, I'm sure you've seen all the videos, people getting kidnapped, picked up, okay, by ICE agents or bounty hunters. They're doing that in the public because they don't have warrants. But to enter a person's home, that person, the ICE agent, needs a warrant. Okay, so I hope that helps. That's a short version of my webinar.
I'm sorry, sir. The thing is, they are not saying directly that they are coming to arrest me.
Of course, they're not going to tell you that.
To make sure I'm staying home.
Of course, they're not going to tell you that. But when did you visit ICE? Just yesterday?
No, it was, I think 3 weeks ago.
That's just so strange. I haven't heard of that. I wish you all the best. Do you have like friends or family that you can like update this? I did a video like I think a couple days ago. I learned it from another techie TikToker on how to set up if you have iPhone. I'm sure Android has something similar where like iPhone you have Siri, then I set a keyword like ICE is here or ICE got me, then it will send you send like whoever you want to send it to, like a message to your family member or friend, and it like auto sends your location, right? So I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, just check that out.
So there is nothing I can do. The only thing that I can do is just not to allow them to get inside my apartment.
They are not allowed to bust down your door. Okay, this is what there's some basic things in law that I've learned in law school, at least that's been tried and true. They're not allowed to bust down your door unless they can only bust down doors without a warrant when it's like an active crime. An active crime when they're pursuing someone, okay, is like a robbery, for example, robbery at a bank, from a bank or a store, right? So you're just chilling. You're not committing any crime. Being here undocumented is not a crime, despite what we have been hearing in social media. Okay, so I wish I had like the perfect answer or guidance for you, but that's what I share with everyone. Okay. And I know it's going to be intimidating when you may or may not see an ICE officer, but you have to stick to that. What I just shared with you. Do you have a relic on a user, a community member here asked if you have a video doorbell where you live?
Not, I don't, but I can see from outside the door.
Okay, yo, there's a tip for everyone. I just bought some Wise cameras. Oh, you can't see it, but I have one in my room, right? I bought this silicone thing where you can put it on your window and then put the Wise camera is like this little square thing. You can Google it right after WYZE. I bought it from Costco, 2-pack. You're not gonna have time for Costco, right? But like maybe Amazon. I know there's a boycott on Amazon, but I mean Amazon can get it pretty quick to you if you want to set it up. Okay, so I mean if you want proof for the future, right? So you might not need a video doorbell. You can just set it up on your window outside. I think you said you live in an apartment, so if you got a window right next to your door, you could do it that way. Might not be perfect, but it's something. Which, by the way, if you want to save the recording on Wise, you can put a little micro SD card in it, or you have to pay for the cloud storage, of course. So just something to keep note of.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I wish you all the best. Okay. I hope you don't get picked. If you don't get picked up tomorrow or whatnot, come back live tomorrow. Okay. Let me know how you're doing instead. Okay. Take care. Bye bye. F ice. We're making t-shirts. Okay. Might not mean much, but we're trying what we can advocacy wise. We made a couple merch items for donation purposes to nonprofits. We're trying to finalize which 2 or 3, 5 different nonprofits. So 100% of net proceeds of these shirts or possibly other merch will go to these causes. Okay, that's pretty wild that ICE told him to just hang out and wait there. Like, what else would they be doing? Okay, Crazen, let's get you on. I'm gonna request to take off your microphone. Turn on your microphone.
Hey, what's up, John?
How's it going? How can I help you?
Got a couple questions.
Sure.
My wife is in Thailand. We did a marriage, visa. We did it in November of 24. And when I checked the USCIS page, it says like 16 months to 18 months. Is there a rough guess on if it's 18 months or 15 months from the application we put in, or when I checked when it's updated?
I'm sorry to clarify. Did you say you filed for your spouse?
Yeah, marriage.
Okay, I-130. And your spouse is in Thailand right now? Okay. So
Yes.
when there's a petition only and you're a U.S. citizen, it is unfortunately, about 15 months. Okay.
From the application or when it's updated?
I don't know what you mean by updated, but from the date on the receipt date on your paper.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes online it'll say like actively being reviewed, and it might say actively being reviewed for like 3 months. So typically, if when they first change the status, that's when they're reviewing it, but they're not just give you more context on these like status updates. It doesn't mean they're reviewing for like 3 or 4 months straight. Some people think that, but I mean, there's really not much to review in
I
that
know
sense.
it updates like every month, so Like,
Yeah.
I know it's like 15 1 month and then 16 and then I'll drop down.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're looking at your online account, like where you type in your password. Don't pay attention to that. Okay, it's a waste of time,
That's
to
what I
be
figured.
honest.
I know it's not.
Yeah, there's like some puppet master and a webmaster messing with you guys. It's not accurate. Sometimes it says 3 weeks for people. Expect a decision in 3 weeks. Like the government is not that accurate at anything
Yeah.
except maybe drone strikes, apparently.
We all know that.
So, but when do you remember the month and year that you filed your petition?
I want to say November, in the mid-November of 24.
Okay, so you're about like 9 months, maybe. Yeah, you're. Yeah, so like maybe 6 more months, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
And my second one, I guess it seems like, I don't know if it's true or not. I guess Trump put something in with marriage. Is that something for like marriage people for the states? If they do like a civil test, they can get approved a bit faster, get a green card for like 3 years or some shit like that.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just now seen it on TikTok.
Okay.
I was wondering it's true
If
or
you
not.
see it again, if it pops up on your feed, because usually that happens on TikTok, please share it with me if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay. By the way, usually anything like that, if it's actually true, it wouldn't really come from Trump. It's because that things like that just come from the agency, USCIS. Okay, like a memo or
I'd
something.
have to do like a test online for that for your state and where you're located.
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit, by the way, but
That's
you're
kind of
welcome.
what that's kind of what I was like. I'm spelling BS. It's
Yeah.
to be true.
Yeah, y'all just have to be careful. Like that's why I mean, if it's like one of those things, like oh, you click here, kind of like a landing page, you want to make sure you click on something .gov essentially, or you like go doing a Google search. So, although we can't, although we can't trust the government for everything, but anything immigration wise, you want to see updates and policy updates. That's where you go, USCIS.gov. Okay.
Yep, and then I'd rather talk to like lawyers like you guys and making sure it's if you guys obviously you guys would know more ahead of time. Hopefully.
No, we don't really get a heads up. Hey guys, this is what's going down. That would be nice, but but I am part of an association that they share news and whatnot, updates like every day. So
Okay. Yeah, and if you hear something, I'll keep tab on your page.
Okay.
To see if you got anything updated.
All right, sounds good. That's a good idea. I'll probably do like stories about that or something. Right, I don't have to talk. Okay, thanks, Crajan. Have a good one. Take care. All right. Sounds like entrapment. Yeah, I mean, the way he described it was like a landing page or take a quiz kind of thing. I don't think I've ever heard. Well, let me go to USCIS.gov because I think Tasha said she saw something. I mean, yeah, the quiz they got. I see the first thing pop up. U.S. government provides assistance to voluntary self-deport for $1,000. Which, by the way, apparently that $1,000 is after you leave America and you're in the other country. So you really think about, you just think about like how Trump is, his like private life and because I listened to podcasts, read all about Trump when he was not president, when it was Biden administration. Just we're all realizing about this Cheeto guy. Apparently he offered things to like bankers, like to do, I don't remember what it was, but offer things to bankers, and then the bankers were able to do whatever it was, and then he rescinded the offer. Like I think it was like a trip to Mar-a-Lago or something. Which, by the way, what's so special about Mar-a-Lago? Like, who cares? I don't understand. Is it like a golf course or something? Whatever. Or yeah, obviously it's a golf course. But is it that like luxury golf course? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you're not. Yeah, it says learn here how to get $1,000, and then what else does it say? A free plane ticket, first class. That would be nice, but I highly doubt that. Let me see if I can share that on. You're welcome, Maria. Let me see if I can share that on on YouTube here. Check that out. This is USCIS.gov. It says, learn how you can receive $1,000 and a free plane ticket. Is that on a military plane or first class like United? My goodness. I call BS on that. What do you guys think? Oh my goodness. Marcel, do I have a boyfriend? No, I don't. I'm straight. I got my rock. I got my rock, but from a female. Thank you for asking though. I'll take that as a compliment that you asked that question. I think is that the first time I've been asked that? I got my rock, so I'm good. Let's see. Someone else have a lot of questions. Thank you so much. Thank you for your trust. Mitchie909, you just got married January 2025. Okay, congrats on your marriage. You got naturalized okay, so just like a month ago, 2 months ago, May 2025. Should you apply a petition for your spouse? Yeah, absolutely. This is the time. Even if your spouse entered without a visa, you can still at least file that petition. Okay, I-130. All right. Of course, there are other documents. Okay, don't like, which you can do that online. That's right, Tasha. We gotta have some fun with this. We can't be so serious all the time. Although it is difficult to joke around. So anytime I can, Marcel, thanks. I appreciate that opportunity. I need to repost this guy's videos. I'm trying to find something relevant that he's sharing, but there's this guy. I don't even know his name. He just pops up on my feed. I don't even think I follow him, but it just keeps popping up. He's hilarious. He's like sitting in his car, just sharing like relationship type situations. Okay, and back to back to the USCIS website. I don't see anything related to what Asian was it Crazian that mentioned fast track basically. Hmm. Okay, so there. Just a quick thing about USCIS. There is I think some of you know this. Baka, you probably know this. But also just looking at the website of USCIS, it's no longer. They're going to shift things in a way that's more for enforcement. Okay, they not saying like they're going to be the agency to arrest someone, but it's more of an investigation / enforcement perspective. Okay, so although fortunately thus far we're still have our like interviews at USCIS field office have been maintained professionalism. I think a lot of good majority. I hope the majority of the officers are not assholes. First of all, I saw. Yeah, it's just because anyway. I'm just showing my screen on YouTube and Facebook, and you'll see some of these news alerts. I don't even think I can say some of these words on certain platforms, but basically, people talking about people convicted of certain things and indicted for naturalization fraud. So watch out for that, y'all. They are trying to revoke naturalization status. They said Tampa Bay high school teacher pleads guilty to conspiring to provide pew-pews to Trinidad-based transnational criminal organization. That sounds good, right? Like, oh yeah, they're taking down those people. But why is that on the USCIS website? That should be for ICE, right? Am I wrong? Oh, Baka, they got rid of other gender in January. Man, that's gonna. What if you create a box like you just drew in an extra box? They've been USCIS has been really strict. Usually, when they update forms, Baka, I think you know this. They like give you like a grace period to use the other prior forms, but yeah, it's like cut and dry now in a sense. Like there is no grace period anymore. Like if they update the form tomorrow, but what we've been preparing with the clients, we're using the other form because we use a software. Um, they don't have a grace period. It's annoying. They have another one here on the ICE. Yeah, see, I was saying it should have been on the ICE website. It's on the USCIS website. Former Haitian mayor and human rights violator sentenced in Massachusetts to 9 years in prison for lying about past involvement in political violence. Oh, that's kind of like interesting. Human rights violator. Who else has been violating human rights? Which, by the way, I'm trying not to make this a political channel, but with immigration, it delves into politics a lot, like every day. But this country, the United States, has been violating human rights for a long time. It's not just because of Cheeto, okay? It's just pretty blatantly clear that we're doing that right now. Just in case people didn't know that, we're like a constant violator. Oh, I see. Picky private. Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to scare people from Crazen. Okay, thanks. I'll take a look after the live show. I'll probably have to watch it tomorrow. Baka, you said actually in New York City, Queens, everyone has been anti-woke. What's an example? Thanks, Crazen. Let's see. What? Baka, you had a client leave? Like actually, you gotta follow up with that client then, Baka. Make sure make sure your client got the money. That person might as well record a video about that person's experience. Tell the truth. I'm sure. I just don't. I'm a little skeptical that the U.S. government is going to give someone $1,000 for. Yeah, because think about it. A lot of people, aside from their 1 million people they want to deport, I do. Yeah, there's just so much I can say. I do feel that some ICE agents were trying to like just meet their quota by like something similar to what a gentleman earlier joined the channel earlier and said that like he thinks he's going to be arrested, right? I do think that originally ICE agents were trying to do that a couple months ago, just like pick them up and not actually deport them. But I guess the architects of Project 2025 were probably telling them that's not good enough. You got to notch it up another level, couple levels. It's very unfortunate. There's a lot of things I've been seeing on videos, which, by the way, I don't want to share just because I don't want to add to the fear mongering, and I don't know if it's true. So I will find the appropriate time to share that with you. Okay, so the Mom King herself on Instagram said, "Just wondering if I had a case that was expunged 20 years ago, if it can be reopened. Do you mean reopened in terms of in criminal court or reopened?" So for immigration purposes, I don't even know if you're still on here, but on the live, but for immigration purposes, even if you agree to a plea deal, like, and even if it's a reduced charge and you could avoid trial, it still counts as a crime for immigration purposes, as a conviction. Because someone earlier, was it on YouTube? Someone earlier asked my thoughts. Steve asked my thoughts on HR 875. I think I have a couple pages pulled up. I was going to record a video, then I got excited to go live. Let's see. Man, I got too many tabs open. Okay, I think I found it. Okay. Son, you want to know how I feel, Steve? You want to know how I feel about this HR 875? Okay, share my screen on YouTube and Facebook. I'll tell you how I feel, but I want to know how you guys feel too. I feel like it's a bunch of shit. Okay, here it goes. Introduced by Republican Senate Representative out of Alabama, Barry Moore. Okay, it passed the House a couple of days ago, last week, and now it's at the Senate. All right, the Senate received it, read it twice, and referred it to committee, to the Judiciary Committee. A couple of people asked me if I think this bill is retroactive. If anyone's wondering what this is about, this is to amend the Immigration Nationality Act, so the immigration law, that for an immigrant who has been convicted of or who has committed an offense for driving while intoxicated or impaired are inadmissible and deportable. Did you get that clearly? Say it's very similar language to the Lincoln Riley Act. Who have been convicted of or who have committed an offense. Committed for an offense. Committed for an offense does not mean convicted. Okay? It can mean essentially charged. Okay? They made it pretty broad in that sense. So, what does that mean? It can make it confusing for the people who are enforcing the immigration law. What do you guys think? All right, let's get oh, I'm so sorry. I saw your name earlier. I'm so sorry. G and then Texas Boy. What's up, G? How can I help you?
Hello. So with the Project 2025 and all the BS associated with it, do you think that they're going to try to really get rid of humanitarian visas? I didn't know about the U visa when helping a family member up until now. So it's an uphill battle even getting these certifications since the crimes happened in 1999 and between 1999 and 2001. So there's pretty good court records. There was charges filed. They were felonies. A person did some time. But now, obviously, still trying to get that. Not a fan of the attorney I'm working with, but there's all these rumors going around, especially with Stephen Miller and pushing this agenda. Part of Project 2025 did mention trying to get rid of T visas and U visas. Do you see that succeeding? And should we not apply? Like, I don't. This person's been here for like 30 years. I don't want to put him.
I mean, I know a lot more immigrants in general before the start of the year. So I think a good amount of immigration attorneys are like, oh, or even just like constitutional experts are like, no, that's not going to happen. Well, it's like chipping it away. It's like one little thing at a time, right? It's just starting with this big, beautiful bill for billionaires. But out of anything related to immigration benefit, I feel like that should be like one of the last things that Republicans would be stupid enough to change. Because look, I mean, the whole like one of the main purposes of ICE is to go after human traffickers, for example, right? To go after criminals. And if they get rid of human trafficking visa, which we've helped with too, yeah, it's just like hypocrisy, which I guess is what's going on anyway. But yeah, if I hear more about that, I'll definitely record about that. But I certainly hope not. It doesn't go away. Okay, so here's some tips about the actual case, whether it's for you or your friend. You don't have to say. Okay, so I've had cases where the police department will not sign off, the local law enforcement. Okay, that's okay. Screw them. Moving on. I've had to even like share like, this practice primer, like a PDF, email to them. Like this does not mean you're giving them actual visa. Like this is just to verify that this victim has cooperated with you with information, with the investigation. So let's say they don't sign. There's two more agents. Maybe you know this. You can go to the judge. Okay. It doesn't have to be the same judge who presided over the case, like whatever, 10 years ago or so, 20 years ago. It could be because judges, at least in Texas, they're elected. So, for example, I knew a judge. I wouldn't say I'm buddies with him, but we respect each other, right? So he was not the person who presided over the case a long time ago, but he signed it. So that's one example. And then the third one is through a district attorney's office.
It's just a horrible feeling. I see the DA almost every day. I work in the same building as he does, so it's kind of it sucks. I do government too, so it's not for me, fortunately, but it is a very close relative, which is awful. But this person it's a domestic violence case, and 3 different police jurisdictions have police reports from the same aggressor. So I wish I would have known this a decade ago, but you know, gifts of being a first generation child of immigrants, I feel like I've become a Google lawyer over the last few months. And it's an awful feeling, but I'm also afraid of, what if I submit and petition or help her petition for this, and then something comes down the pipeline with canceling humanitarian visas, and then now I've put her in danger when I didn't have to, sort of thing.
I know some people can feel bad, but I don't think this.
And a previous attorney, I wish I would have caught her name. She was on a live earlier. My TikTok has been taken over by immigration stuff. And
me too.
She kind of brought that up, and then it kind of put me in an oh shit type of situation. So I looked at the Project 2025, and sure enough, it's one of the last items on immigration is getting rid of humanitarian visas. So just wanted to poke your brain and see how you felt about it.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, it'd be that of the whole long list, that'd be like last per se. But U visa, even if you're able to get the certification, you might have heard that it takes a long time, many years, at least 5 to 6 years, because there's only 10,000 U visas per fiscal year, unfortunately.
So do you think, it obviously, like with all I'm in California, so we're not exactly liked on Uncle Donnie's list. And as you can tell, LA is struggling pretty badly. Santa Clara County in the Silicon Valley hasn't gotten hit as hard yet, but we are on high alert. Just department funding alone on the government side. But do you suspect that these rates are going to increase, especially with the big bullshit bill? And does even applying or having a receipt number from USCIS even protect immigrants if they're applying for a benefit like a U visa? Does that provide relief in terms of possibly getting a bond?
It's supposed to provide deferred action. U visa provides deferred action. I know that a lot of people share videos of me to see if it's true or not per se. My thoughts. Yeah. So someone shared that there was a Reddit post like in January or February, a memo leak. So I can't tell if it's real, but it did mention that that they would review people who have U visa, for example, or VAWA on a case-by-case basis if they're in the purview of ICE. So, but I don't know if it's official.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you handle cases in California as well, or?
Yeah, we handle help people wherever they live. Greenland, ICE, Alaska, it's all good. But it's
I'll reach out to your office, and I have more details.
Okay. Okay. Sure, no worries. Okay, thanks, G.
Yeah.
Take care. Okay, bye. All right, y'all. So that's a good time for me to mention that if you do want to take action to help your friend, for example, that's a very nice person. During the live show, it's supposed to be this amount to meet with one of my client care specialists. They're not attorneys, but the reason why we set it up that way, for example, to meet with them as an option rather than meet with the attorney directly first, which you're always welcome to do that. You just got to pay a little bit more at 3 digits. Okay. But with meeting a client care specialist, because like she said, they have a current attorney, and I suppose the service is not as good. Maybe the clarification, explanation is not as good. It's just there's just so much to know, right? That's why if y'all gonna hire any attorney about whatever it is, okay, if it's about immigration, I do recommend that if you're gonna hire an attorney, pick one that only does immigration, okay? Like that's their focus. If you need to hire someone who does criminal defense, then hire a law firm or at least a lawyer that only handles that. Okay. There's some bigger law firms that handle a lot of different things, right? So just some food for thought. All right, let's get Texas Boy on. What's up? I don't know if that worked. Texas Boy, still on? Okay, well, in the meantime, until Texas Boy gets on, I know Steve just commented saying no mention of waivers. Oh, Baca? Baca, are you an attorney? I guess I never knew that. Oh, even if you're not an attorney, let's message me. And did you say you're in New York? Which county? Maybe I'm mixing you up with someone else then. Steve, you said no mention of waivers. Yeah, I don't. It's a pretty since it's an amendment. I didn't expect too much language about this. But yeah, we established that last time. Oh, Queens. Okay, that's right, Queens. Okay, send me your website, I think it is, so we can add you to our list. Yeah, it says here that it also does not matter if it's without regard to whether the conviction is classified as a misdemeanor or a felony, whether it's state, federal, tribal, or local law. That person's still deportable. This is going to be nuts. It's completely nuts. Okay, so this is also for people. Good night, Relic. For people, we're going to wrap up pretty soon here, but people who are concerned about this bill that passed the House and now it's at the Senate, this is focused on DWI. I think, and so people who may have a criminal situation, or you're put in a situation, well, that you're maybe even your own criminal defense attorney or the public defender says, "Hey, the district attorney offered this deal." Okay, it might sound good, especially if in a position of a U.S. citizen. But if you're a resident or even a non-immigrant visa holder or undocumented, it says that, for example, any immigrant who has been convicted of or who has admitted to having committed or who admits committing acts which constitute the essential elements of an offense, you're deportable. Okay, so when admitting to, even if you didn't actually do it, but if you admit to it, that still means a conviction for immigration purposes. Okay, so very, very important. If you have a situation where, like, especially if you didn't do the deal, you didn't do the situation, okay, you didn't do those acts, but you have a public defender or criminal defense attorney that doesn't seem like they have your back, you might need to start looking and talking to another attorney. Now, please know, of course, like, it also depends how much you can afford, especially if you're hiring a private attorney. So, but you need to share information, okay? Share information with your attorney. Tell the truth as soon as possible. Okay, Kat, you have a 751 pending. Should you apply for N400 once you're eligible instead of waiting? Absolutely. We just got someone. We just got someone's interview scheduled, and yeah, we end up filing N400 with a 751 pending. Relic said clickbait. What? What you talking about? Okay. Do. Oh, about that video? Okay, probably. Okay, y'all. Appreciate it. I'm gonna wrap up now, and I'll record some specific videos once a little bit more information comes out. Okay. But I think the one takeaway here, if you have the opportunity, contact your politician, your senator, because you just never know. You might, especially for this HR 875, you might have that one drink and you might think, oh, no big deal. I can drive home. But then what if someone hits you and they get you for DWI? I always have to think the worst case scenario, unfortunately. So just get Uber. If you know you're going to drink, get Uber. Okay. Lyft. All right. Kashab, I-130 is approved. Can you apply tourist visa for him? You can apply, but you're going to get denied for tourist visa. But I'm glad the I-130 was approved. That's good. All right, y'all. You have a wonderful night. Take care. You're welcome, Tina. Happy to help.